Alright, hey guys, I'm Alex Gordon, and I'm the president of the Young Americans for Liberty organization on campus here at Parkside, and I'm here to talk to you guys about freedom of speech on campus. But before I talk about that, I'm going to talk about my organization a little bit. Young Americans for Liberty is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that focuses on personal freedoms and social liberties on campus, like free speech, right, self-defense, all that. It's pretty cool. Check it out if you want. Okay, but some of these policies on campus are abridging our right as American citizens and students to express freely and have freedom of speech on campus. And that could lead to like a snowball effect to having little to no free speech on campus. It's true. But today I'm going to talk about the history of free speech, the benefits it has on us as students, and some policies on campuses across the United States and here at Parkside. So, can anyone tell me who this guy is? Anyone? Okay, that's James Madison. He was our fourth president. He wrote the Constitution and the First Amendment, obviously. I think it was in 1791, and shortly after we start seeing obstructions on our free speech. Approximately 8 years after, when this guy, and you know who this guy is? No? No one knows who the douchebag is? It's John Adams. He's kind of an asshole. He does not like free speech, I guess, because he created a policy or a bill called the Alien Sedation Act of 1798, which banned any criticism against the government or the president at that time. That bill was deemed unconstitutional later on, so people know what's up. It kind of reminds me of communist policies, actually. But in the 1960s, we began seeing codes actually in universities against offensive speech. So, according to the Foundation for Individual Rights on Education, their guide to free speech on campus, published in 2012, codes against offensive speech is incompatible with the goals of higher education, and even the most controversial subjects should really be talked about on campus. And this is more like the search for the truth on campus, because if you only have one side of an argument and the other side's blocked, then you can't really find the truth about it. And then we get, in 2004, Texas Tech University, they had a code that prohibited any offensive speech on language at all, or any offensive language on speech at all, and all 28,000 students at that university was restricted to a little free speech gazebo on campus that was 20 feet in diameter, and that's the only place where they could express free speech. All right, that code was deemed unconstitutional shortly after. Talk about some benefits of free speech. Free speech gives you the freedom of expression, so you really get to say and think and do whatever you want on campus. And a lot of students take this for granted, like students in Russia or North Korea or Nepal really don't have these rights that we do. And also it gives organizations on campus equal representation. For like, per se, if you have a club that's not so controversial, they can talk whatever you want, but if you have a controversial club, you're censored for even the littlest things. So that's gives you equal representation everywhere. And you can also be educated by opinion. So say you've never heard someone else's opinion on a subject because it is controversial or offensive, you really don't know like what that subject's really about if you don't have the other bias of it. Now I'll talk about some policies on campus. Do you know what this is? This is a free speech zone. This is where all the organizations on a campus, I don't know what campus this is, but this is where they could table or do anything about any sort of free speech whatsoever. That's where they could express themselves. So yeah, these free speech zones are designated areas. Like I said, that's the only place you can do it. And there's also safe speech zones. They're areas in school that protect people from offensive language. So you can go in the safe speech zone, and if you say anything that will offend somebody, then you're going to get a reprimand or something. There is free speech zones in Parkside. Underneath the bridge, that's the only place where organizations can have their freedom of expression. Conclusion, it's beneficial to everyone. Freedom of speech is really beneficial to everyone. You can enjoy your freedoms. That's why it was made in the Constitution. Campus administrators are really inhibiting our freedom of speech, and they really don't want to hear the truth about some topics on campus. And just because we want education doesn't mean our rights can stop there. Thank you very much.